The Russian war in Ukraine has caused over 70,000 Ukrainians to seek refuge in Finland. The competition to attract investment in the battery industry is intensifying within the EU due to a surge in demand for electric vehicle batteries. Methamphetamine use in Kotka has reached a new record, significantly reducing amphetamine consumption. Koiviston Auto, Finland's largest bus company, has acquired the operations of two competitors. The Russian war in Ukraine has caused over 70,000 Ukrainians to seek refuge in Finland, and they now need new support. The number of Ukrainians fleeing to Finland continues to rise, especially in the spring and summer. Initially, assistance mainly involved providing food and clothing, but now there is a greater need for psychological and emotional support. Tanya Mostonen, the main coordinator at the Ukrainian Support Center in Valila, stated, "People need psychological support and information on how to start a new life in Finland." The center helps with paperwork, tax issues, and learning Finnish. Recently, the number of Ukrainians applying for temporary protection has increased, with about 2,500 applications in June. Ukrainians are building new lives in Finland, as many no longer have homes to return to. The competition to attract investment in the battery industry is intensifying within the EU due to a surge in demand for electric vehicle batteries. EU countries are using financial support packages worth hundreds of millions of euros to attract investment. According to Matti Hietanen, CEO of Suomen Malmijalostus, Finland's competitiveness is limited due to its inability to offer as high support levels as Germany, France, or some Eastern European countries. Finland is adjusting its support policy with a €400 million package for green transition investments and €150 million in tax reductions. Hietanen believes that the current support may be sufficient to carry out battery plant projects in Kotka and Hamina, but Finland needs to ensure that the support gap is not too large compared to other EU countries. Overall drug use has also increased. According to the latest wastewater study from the Institute for Health and Welfare, methamphetamine levels in Kotka's wastewater in March were 10 times higher than the previous measurement and the highest of any city in Finland over the 12 years of the study. Juha Oksanen, a specialist in addiction treatment at Kymenlaakso, said, "Users often do not know whether they are using amphetamine or methamphetamine. Methamphetamine is more addictive and can cause severe health problems." The high methamphetamine levels have also led to an increase in crime in Kotka, with property crimes rising by 20% at the beginning of 2024 compared to the same period last year. Koiviston Auto, Finland's largest bus company, has acquired the operations of two competitors, raising its market share in long-distance transport to over 70%. According to Sanna Serjala, Director of Business Transactions at the Competition and Consumer Authority, this could lead to higher bus ticket prices. Currently, the law does not allow the Competition and Consumer Authority to intervene in transactions that harm competition. Although Juuna Hermeranta, CEO of Onibus, reassures consumers not to worry about ticket price increases, Serjala warns that market concentration in the hands of a few companies will lead to higher fares. The Finnish government has no plans to add tools for the Competition and Consumer Authority to address this market concentration. A global software issue is affecting various sectors worldwide, including aviation and healthcare. In Finland, the current impacts are mainly minor. Issues related to information systems have been resolved, according to CrowdStrike CEO George Kurtz. The incident has caused flight delays and disruptions in SynLab services, where there have been difficulties in transmitting test results. SynLab systems are expected to return to normal soon. Finavia stated that the issue could cause flight delays due to global effects. Organizations such as HUS, Kela, and emergency services in Finland have not reported significant issues. The Cybersecurity Center is requesting reports from affected organizations. A bitumen transport truck caught fire on Porintie in Nokia on Friday morning. The fire department was notified of the vehicle fire around 6 a.m. The incident occurred between Porintie and Meskenkulma, causing traffic to be halted for firefighting. By 7:30 a.m., the fire was extinguished, and the vehicle was awaiting tow. Currently, traffic can only pass through one lane, causing light congestion and requiring police to manage traffic. According to FinTraffic, one lane remains closed until early afternoon. Police are warning about the resurgence of "Hey Mom" scams. In this scam, perpetrators impersonate a victim's relative and send messages requesting payment for bills. Victims are asked to switch to WhatsApp via a link in the message. The scammer then claims that their phone is broken or has fallen into the toilet, asking the victim to pay bills on their behalf, usually amounting to several thousand euros. These scams primarily target older adults. Police advise verifying any new phone numbers of relatives by calling or contacting them directly. A suspect has been arrested and charged with multiple counts related to fraud. Police recommend that victims report fraud attempts immediately. Residents living near Airbnb apartments are experiencing issues with noise and constant changes in guests. A new draft law to regulate short-term rentals has stalled. Public feedback on the draft law is varied and conflicting. Neighbors always change, tequila bottles in the trash, clothes lost in the laundry, and having to act as a tour guide. The Ministry of the Environment and the Ministry of Justice are considering new management measures to minimize problems related to short-term rentals. Many residents and condominium management boards want stricter regulations to control this issue. Although most short-term rental agreements do not cause problems, the disruptive cases significantly affect management and residents. The new law is expected to improve control over short-term rental activities while protecting the rights of apartment owners. However, achieving consensus among stakeholders will require reasonable and clear adjustments to the regulations. Establishing a mobile food stall is a groundbreaking decision for Tero Jarkko. "I gain a lot of mental and social energy from this," he shares. The number of food stalls in Tampere is increasing, and the simplest sales do not require a permit. Last year, Jarkko sold his first bao buns at the Vappu festival. Since then, he has become one of the popular street vendors at city center events with his bun bike. Jarkko spends a lot of time preparing ingredients and selling, often working 40 to 50 hours a week. Although the income is not high, around 1,300 euros a month last year and less this summer due to bad weather, he finds joy and satisfaction in the work. For him, it is not just a business but also an opportunity to interact and connect with people. "I feel capable and proactive when I dare to challenge myself and do what I love," Jarkko says. This helps him overcome academic difficulties and previous mental health issues. July 11th, the Aslak rescue helicopter found an elderly man lost in the Kittilä forest after 2 hours of searching. July 18th, a berry picker was stuck in a swamp in Kolar and was rescued by the Aslak helicopter at the last minute. July 19th, in Janakala, police and rescue dog Bono rescued an elderly man who had been lost while mushroom picking after several hours in the forest. All individuals contacted the rescue center themselves and were found safe. Police recommend downloading the 112 app for easy location and rescue in emergencies. Hundreds of people are lost in the forest each year in Finland, especially during berry picking season. To ensure safety, survival coach Mika Kalikowski advises thorough preparation before heading into the woods. Bring warm clothing, rain and wind protection, a first aid kit, a knife, waterproof matches, a map, a compass, and a mobile phone with the 112 app. Also, carry high-energy food and sufficient water. Most importantly, always inform someone about your destination and return time. If lost, call for help immediately. It is safest to walk in groups. Asta Hanula has struggled with noise due to hearing damage since 2013, making her unable to tolerate noisy environments. She chooses quiet places like hair salons and supermarkets without background music. Places like Prisma and S-Market make her uncomfortable due to loud background music. In Finland, the demand for quiet services is increasing. For example, IKEA has experimented with quiet shopping hours each month, while Lidl does not play background music in its Finnish stores. Hanula believes that noisy environments are as harmful to health as smoking. Quiet services are increasingly available, particularly in the beauty sector. Customers can choose services like haircuts, nail treatments, and massages without background music or noise. This meets the needs of those who have difficulty with noise and helps them feel more comfortable using the services. Katri Sarikivi's recent article warns about the negative impact of technology on quality thinking. She shares a personal experience where her creativity was disrupted by her husband's phone, leading her to reflect on technology's impact on us. Research shows that while internet use can improve short-term concentration, spending time on computers and watching short videos leads to difficulties in long-term focus. This not only reduces performance but also negatively affects creativity. Sarikivi believes the issue is not with technology but with how we use it. She urges people to rethink their technology use to improve quality of life and thinking ability, emphasizing that finding balance is crucial to avoid living in a world lacking focus and creativity. The crayfish season begins on Sunday, with this year's conditions promising to be better than previous years. Warm weather and moderate rainfall have kept water conditions ideal for crayfish. According to Anssi Teppo from the Ely Center in South Ostrobothnia, the water temperature is warm but not too hot, promoting molting and growth to catchable sizes. Additionally, rain helps keep rivers from drying up and maintains necessary oxygen levels. Finland's annual crayfish catch is about 3.5 million according to the Natural Resources Center.